The mid to B smoke will go down. That should telegraph some things. Is there an angle here over the gap at the top of that smoke? There is, but it's actually Sanks who finds it. Wow, it's beautiful stuff from him. Now coming into the site, Sean Garris playing in that closet. He will be brought down. 2K for JDM, and now Skadoodle into a 1-on-2, and it looks like he's just going to go quickly, trying to get through those doors, but I think he's stuck on something. And now walking out, I see him moving. Okay, that's back out towards the site, so that didn't quite go as planned, and maybe after that he just backs off to save.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to actually want to hang on to this op. I mean, look at the economy of Cloud9. It's actually not in a great place. They do only have one round. It's just that they are so close to winning. It feels like that they've been in control of this half as well as the first. Now, with that being said, CLG do manage to get a bomb down, hang on to an op, secure a round win, and yeah, it was pretty well played by them. I mean, in that situation, it seemed helpless, right? Like, Skadoodle's over at A, he gets the first pick in a 3v3, and then two players on Cat have to fall back to a position where they have no information, and they decided to go mid to B on it. They get an entry that way, get into the site, JDM finds an op kill on Sean Garris with 10 seconds remaining, and they get the bomb down and win the round. If everything didn't fall into place there, you know, we wouldn't be talking about that round as being good for CLG, obviously, but it all did, and this is a result of good teamwork and talent.
JDM posted up this time, looking for someone to give him an inch over here at the tunnels, and it looks like Skadoodle has kind of set up. JDM gave up the angle though, and then just kind of forces himself to re-peek it. I'm not sure what that was about. Perhaps worried someone would push from that lower side as they do now, and JDM will clean that up. Bringing down nothing, Skadoodle going to get himself onto the double boxes. Good opportunity. Looks like they're going to try to peek 2x2, or rather just like 2 wide. But it doesn't quite work out.
Oh, they immediately, now they know it's on it, they know it's an eco, but they see Skadoodle in the B side, so they assume everybody else is on the other side of the map, and they'd be right, but they're running right into them. The shots are coming out, the pistol kills are happening, and now it's 3v3, though Cutler, quick to respond, gets 2 kills, and now it's 3v2.
Yeah, he brings that back. It was getting scary for a second when you had that 3-on-3 situation. The pistols just so dangerous, especially that 5-7. Let's see now, Sanks moving out. Will he be able to catch out this player on the ramp? That is going to be Sean Garris. Just with a P2K, but maybe there's potential here.
No, he's going to get caught off at long here.
Yeah.
Cutler. Great
Third
round
for the round.
him.
And looks like Skadoodle will run off again to save. Although, I think JDM hearing him, yeah, the flash coming down in response. That does actually fully blind Skadoodle. Must have been scoped up through the doors. JDM hit the shot. No, right into the crosshair of Skadoodle, and then he will go down. And had the knife out for the jumping. Maybe a bit unnecessary if he had just kept that op out. Potential for a flick. So something to think about there. But around that Cloud9, you know, shouldn't have won anyways. CLG are able to come out ahead.
Yeah.
Step at a time here on the comeback.
Yeah, step at a time. I mean, they got 5 rounds in this half. It's looking like the half that Cloud9 gave to CLG. And you don't want to jinx it because they do have a lot of work to do. But at the same time, they have proven themselves in the majority of those rifle rounds. And Cloud9 have just had a bad day on CT so far. And they're trying out something new. So maybe this means that CLG are going to find a way to leverage each and every round.
So already on an eco, we saw the B stack from Cloud9. It looks like they'll try to go for it again here. Let's see, maybe the mid to B. It's just Shroud out there. 3 into the site, and it is Sean Garris kind of just chilling on that A site, looking for maybe information, can make a call and get those rotations.
I think CLG aren't fully aware that it's going to be an eco play. We have Sanks again out long, so they're going to do this 4-1 A split. And they've done this versus a rifle. So unless they want to do this versus an eco, or they were planning not to waste it on an eco, I think they haven't scouted long enough to determine whether or not it is one.
All right, they're coming out, though they will come by. 2 people peeking him. They'll bring him down. Cutler, though, trying to once again find the kills in the aftermath of some pistol frags from Cloud9. Storming out 2-on-2 briefly. Now it's just Sean Garris with the CZ, who's that one player that was at A for the whole round. He can maybe move forward, post up for an exit. Should be a gun down as well. Check out the money. Oh, does he get him? Long range CZ. Yeah, it does pick up that AK now. He's got no armor going in for this. A fresh door smoke down there. And Sean Garris maybe just going to try to walk through it. Hope they're not watching it. They are, though. And maybe if he even just had Kevlar, he could have got that home. His aim was on point, but the aim punch affecting, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, CLG actually turned their 4-1, canceled it, and went straight up into a mid to B. It was the exact wrong play, even though they had the right one coming out the gate. So I wonder what was going through their minds in that situation. Now, obviously, they're going to realize there that they accidentally ran into a full-on stack and jeopardized their round. But because they won their round, they got an extra chance to fix that mistake. Again, Cloud9 fighting for match point here at 14 round wins and have the op that they want to win the round. Here's going to be one more chance to seal it up.
Skadoodle's completely blind, still going to try to hold the angle, hoping that he could regain his vision, but no, he can't find it. Cutler gets the opening, and I was just joking at half about CLG making this comeback, but here they are.
We've seen it happen
round
before.
by round. Freakazoid trying to hold on. He's going to drop off a little further to the ramp, and Molotov's coming in, trying to clear out that site. Cat completely controlled by CLG, and one actually still in the tunnels lurking about, but it was Tarek caught jumping with his knife out. Lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that Cloud9 had their CT side dust to figure it out, and that the only thing that could go around is maybe Shroud and Skadoodle don't perform, right? Because they have the most pressure put on them. But in this situation, I guess maybe it's because of the same day that they're trying to change up their strategy, and because they're not used to it, it's costing them rounds. Now, they are going to be defending against Cat here. Freakazoid is at Goose. We've seen him be so good here. And all he has to do is stay alive, but the A-split is coming out. Long is being taken, and there's going to be pressure on Shroud from the left side, though they're falling off.
Yeah, they go right out towards middle. Freakazoid had thrown a pop flash that didn't affect anyone, so I think they knew that he was up in Goose. Saw some other players decided to cancel that strat and go back towards middle. But now that they find a kill there, they're going to reverse the reverse. Coming back now onto A. Tarek brings down Freakazoid now 3-on-2 here. 7 seconds, they've got to get the bomb down. It looks like it will go down just with 4 seconds to spare. Shroud from that CT ramp, almost getting the headshot. Dinks Cutler up, I believe, yeah, down to 6 HP, but Cutler finds that frag. 3 on the round. Cutler's been massive on this comeback here for CLG.
Oh my goodness, 9-14. It's actually real. I mean, that was they just get better and better, right? That was actually a pretty good round. They, they think who would rotate back to A with 8 seconds left.
Yeah,
CLG
That's
would,
crazy.
and it was at the perfect moment. I mean, the trades happened at mid. I was worried for them going for the mid to be in the first place, but if they intended to sell a fake by going mid to be the whole time, that was exactly what they needed to do because they pulled everybody off the site. They got the bomb down. They won the round. Sean Garrett saving with the op. It's something that they've had to do a lot of times this half, and yeah, if we look at the scoreboard, it's been 7 rounds to CLG and only a single round won in this half by Cloud9.
I would just like to point out that only 3 rounds in this entire map so far have come on the CT side.
Yeah.
So very T-sided affair apparently when these guys play each other.
Yeah, pretty much. Ooh, Sean Garrett's looking for that repeat. Doesn't find the kill, but also doesn't take any damage.
And I think they played that one off a spawn, right? Sean Garris must have spawned towards the doors, went for a very quick peek, and we saw him after he'd missed. Threw the op over to Skadoodle. Shroud nearly with a 1D. Hear the size of the crowd that were just hoping for it to land, but no, it doesn't. Sanks will find him in the end. Skadoodle, though, does get Tarek as he's running out. Color once again looking to find the entries. Can he get it? Does he want to peek into Skadoodle? Probably not. He'll throw a flash. Skadoodle able to turn. Still not going to go for a peek wide.
That is an op waiting for him in suicide. They do have long right now. Nothing doesn't have much to defend with, though, and they're crossing. Going to be caught out of position at this point, yeah, and just going to fall off.
Smart play, and actually as a result, he might be able to catch out JDM. So perhaps 1v1 battle there over at the Longhouse. And, well, JDM will win that. He'll just pull out the Tech 9. Who needs ops? And it looks like a pause coming in from Sean Garrett, so probably tactical, I would imagine, as...
Double digits for both teams.
Yeah. This is when you start to worry, and this is why the pause has come in. Sean Garrett needs to talk, and they need to figure out what they need to do to adjust. Just 2 more rounds is all they need to win.
Cutler, top fragging, and Colin doing extremely well right now. Over on the side of Cloud9, we got Freak with 19 frags, Shroud with 17 for himself. Everyone's pretty tight on that end, and apart from CLG, I mean, CLG is like fairly tight overall, except for Cutler just pulling away from the pack.
Yeah, incredible T-side so far.
Yeah, not doing too bad at all.
And the first, I mean, still, 12 is the lowest kill in the game, and Tarek is there, but there's a few people at it, and most are close around that 12. But so far from Tarek, this is the least explosive map I've seen from him on today.
Yeah.
As he was dropping 30s against Team Liquid earlier on.
Yep, Cloud9 signaling the ready up. CLG eager to get back to it. Don't want to put anything in the way of their momentum as they have been doing well. Now, they've only got 4 rounds that they need to win in a row. The biggest issue for them is winning 4 rounds in a row is almost is almost winning 4 buy rounds in a row. There's probably only going to be 1 save amongst the 4 that they've got to win consecutively, and that's because of the loss bonus that Cloud9 have. And here they have the boost on the short, looking for that opening pick. Will they find one? No. They take the shot and fall off.
Yeah, Skadoodle doesn't go down.
Cutler, way out mid though.
Nothing will get him first. Haze is there for the trade. However, it's a 4v4 big HP advantage, but now Skadoodle gets hazed in the back. And I think that bomb, I don't know if it's on the bomb site or onto that CT ramp, excuse me. So let's see.
Oh, Sean Gare's in the back of the site, gonna take a fight with JDM, who jumps through the smoke and actually gets the kill. Second Dave's gonna peek in a CT spawn and find it, and all of a sudden CLG win it. Oh my goodness! It looked like Cloud9 had control of the chaos for a moment.
I wonder how much they were relying on the that boost at the catwalk actually paying off. Like how much the strat revolved around finding the frag there and having the man advantage, but instead Skadoodle, he gets hurt. He gets on a 16 HP. He did actually manage to find one more kill on the round, or a first kill on the round, I should say. Yeah. But he went down and. I mean, solid effort here.
It's pretty much only benefits going for that cat control if you're able to find the pick. If not, you have the map control. Oh my god, JDM getting chased by the grenades, but it is so worth it. Killing Freakazoid in that situation is pretty big, and obviously they're going up against an eco, but any eco at this point means match point for Cloud9, so winning decisively is the name of the game. Sanksington.
All right, so remembering the full name. Good old Sanksington. Yeah. He's a Super Saiyan now.
Big Sanks.
So Cutler with another double there. And even when he went down early in that last round, his team was able to trade behind him. So it was nice to see that. And then they survived easily there just over the pistols of Cloud9, although the nades almost had JDM.
This is unbelievable.
Oh god, triple op.
I have a lot of trouble believing in mental blocks, but like the more games that happen like this, the easier it is for me to believe that there is such thing.
In terms of closing out the map?
Yeah, in terms of closing out the map, I mean, I've even heard like CLG say the exact same thing about themselves. And but Skadoodle finds a very important opening pick.
Got tagged himself.
To start this round. Takes some damage early on. He's going to play close mid door, and they knew that they were going to try and clear out.
Cutler actually, he's got a player to the left of him, a player to the right.
Look, Freakazoid is all the way at top mid with Shroud, and they have complete control of the map right now. This is going to be a hard round to win.
Always tough going down early. They've lost 2. This should be it, right? For Cloud9 to be able to get onto that match point, put a little bit more pressure on CLG on a per round basis.
They just need to stop the bleeding right now, execute on a site, but they're going to do it versus 2 players. Whoa!
And Skadoodle, though, to answer right back. And another going to take out the head of JDM. A player's got close. I don't think he's realized it. He hears him now. And Tarek had missed that shot. Let's see. Skadoodle kind of trying to hide in that corner. Force Tarek to just keep on peeking out. Nothing gets it. That's match point now for Cloud9. CLG. So good up until this point. Can they still, I mean, their money obviously is more than fine.
The resilience is admirable. And yeah, their money is fine. It's going to be fine for both teams. CLG have the work to do, however, and because they have the bank, that's only going to put them on equal footing. But because Cloud9 have found a way to just win a round, that's going to be bad news for CLG. That long push came at the perfect moment. I mean, me even watching the screen, I was so focused with Skadoodle taking those duels at mid that I had no attention for anyone else. And Skadoodle suddenly having such huge impact is taking the rounds into his own hands with this op.
Yeah, and that's maybe all it took for Skadoodle to just show up big and you can find these opening kills. As that's what Cutler was doing from CLG's perspective, but nothing. And Freakazoid now here on Cat to find one big grenade. Half-face pair, they just triple nade him down. Or I think maybe one of those was a flash. No, smoke. 2 nades, and I guess that other HE just didn't quite connect. I thought for sure JDM was going to be toast.
That was such a nice play from Freakazoid and Skadoodle. They had Freakazoid at bricks, just hiding behind the wall. Skadoodle take a shot, fall off, and then flash for Freak to peek, and he got a kill for it. Now it's a 5v2. JDM and Sanks fighting to stay off of map 2, or just to get to map 2, or to take map 1. I guess the best way to say it now.
Probably.
JDM, low HP, is going to look for the pick.
Yeah, trying to open it up for his team here, but I mean, Freakazoid's in that goose position. We see him there a lot. He's got a flash too, so he can go for the pop flash. Doesn't look like he needs to. He's just going to take the wide angle, and actually doesn't have to do anything because Shroud's got it. And Cloud9 got a little rocky there. So many terrorist rounds in here. What about, it was still only 5 CT rounds on the whole map, but Cloud9 are able to take it 16-12. And I mean, with the near comeback here, now you're going back over to Cash where it actually happened and got back into OT.
Old wounds.
I mean, they still, I guess, won the map, but you got to wonder, they need to be able to find a solution for their CT side up against CLG.
No, not looking nearly as solid as we're used to seeing them play. And, you know, maybe it's a one-off thing. Maybe it's today, right? All these matches did happen today.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the map. Maybe it's the maps. But either way, they've got stuff to figure out. CLG, almost resilient enough to stage that comeback. Did extremely well.
Yeah, and I know that Jessica was kind of talking about, like, you try to read a team, but now they've, you know, lost their in-game leader. Cutler's calling, so they're playing differently. They've got a different player in as well. So it's going to be, you know, pretty different to react to. But, I mean, if Cloud9, like, they got to be able to actually adjust to a team and try to shut them down. It can't always come down. If it always comes down to having a read a team, and the way, you know, esports and the tournaments work is it's like game final. So you're always playing quite a bit on the last day.
Yeah.
If they can't adjust to a team, they're going to be second place for life.
No, absolutely. I mean, they've got some like studying to do, or just some talking to do, or maybe just a refresh, or maybe a good night's rest, or something like that. But I mean, you can't sleep on CLG, right? No team can.
No, definitely not.
No, they have been an underdog threat since day one, and I guess facing Cloud9 is no different. We're just so used to seeing Cloud9, at least in recent times, play so extremely well, solid and consistent, that this is all kind of a surprise in some sense.
Absolutely. So great CS here. That's us, Helium and Launders, but we're going to go now to the analysis. We got Scoots, Hiko, and Thorn. Guys, take us through that match.
Thank you, gentlemen, but we've lost Hiko. I think he ran from the building after he went down 0-1 on his predictions. So we grabbed Morrissey instead, also known as Henry G.
Yeah, I'm
How
back.
are you, buddy?
Yeah, very good. I managed to catch most of that game as well. What an exciting series that it was. Very similar vibes to yesterday.
You're too tall. This is not cool.
Sorry.
After all. It's all right. Yeah, and again, we talked about it. Like, again, Cloud9 wins it, but this inability to, after an amazing first side, 13-2, to just lock it down and close it down. I mean, they just gave round after round after round back.
It's not really, there's not much you can analyze from the first half. There was just so much going on. Very simple takes. Skadoodle actually only had 8 frags, but the frags he was getting was like very important. He seemed to be getting bangs through the door every single opportunity he got. But the response from CLG, there didn't seem to be there. Like every single push Cloud9 made onto the bomb site, they got the first frag, the bomb got down. Some rounds came down to one-on-one situations where ultimately there was no response whatsoever. But the whole thing was the narrative of them coming back yet again in the similar style they did yesterday on Cash. You have to wonder, what is that mental block for Cloud9? Why can't they finish out versus CLG?
Yeah. Your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. When Cloud9 first started this run, when they were at ESL, ESEA Pro League, that was where they were actually closing games out CT side. They'd have the good T side, but then CT side, they'd lock it down. Skadoodle's like impenetrable, whatever site he's on. Shroud's just a turret when you come in there. We haven't seen that at this tournament so far. I think the whole tournament they've played, the CT sides have been really lacking. Even in some of the games that they've lost, they've had some success T side, and then CT side, it's completely disappeared for them. So it's worrying at the moment, and it actually feels like it is a fragging problem at the moment. Like they had a chance to win this big, but you look at the frags now at the end of the game, and actually the guy with the most kills is on the losing team. It's Cutler with 25.
One thing to know from yesterday as well, one of the main issues for me was the CT economy management. So they won 13-2 in the first half. They went into CT, lost a pistol. They started, like, when you've got 13 rounds in your arsenal, you kind of think it's time to just focus on the victory instead of trying to close it out very quickly. They lost a pistol, forced up, tried to make sure they closed it out very quickly, and then the game ran away from them. This game was different. They actually lost a pistol again. They ecoed, went 0-3. They actually seemed like they learned their lesson and won the first gun round. And that seemed like, okay, everything's going to bounce back. They've learned their lesson. All of a sudden, CLG win the first gun round, and yet again, they start running away with the whole thing, and it was really difficult to watch. It seemed like they were relying very heavily on Skadoodle. They weren't doing the kind of aggressive plays we see from a lot of top European teams. What you need to be doing is on Dust 2, you need to be changing up your setup almost every single round. You need to be surprising. You can't be doing the same 2-1-2 around the map, relying on your big fraggers to come forward for you. If they're not hitting their shots, it's very difficult to close those rounds out. It wasn't towards the very end of that map where they actually started mixing up Skadoodle's positions. They boosted him up on short, they moved him to long, and now it's when he could actually start making some frags. But he was almost like Skadoodle, especially, he was saving almost every single round. Everyone was dying all over the place. There was no response to what they were doing.
So moving forward, obviously, Cash, they played it once already. Gonna play it again. Initial thoughts on that?
It's so hard to call. Like you have to put it in Cloud9's favor after the 13-2 stomping they did in the first half yesterday. Goes to show they're a better team, and judging by that Dust 2 performance, it seems like there's a mental block going on just closing it out. I think they need to concentrate on how they can finish these games off. They're obviously the better team here. There's no doubt about it. Like it's on paper, every player for player is better on the team, but they seem to have a real problem. I'm not sure if it's an NA sort of thing, where we're going up against one of your main rivals in the scene, and you feel like you're on home turf. There's a lot to prove, a lot of anxiety there, but you have to favour Cloud9, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went down to the wire again.
Yeah, the thing is, if it is a close game, that's going to be telling, because that'll be like 3 unconvincing cash games in a row.
Yeah.
This is the map we're thinking of as their best, you know. So, I mean, by the averages, considering what a great team they've been the last few events, it should just be like they forget about the rest. It's nothing like the other two, and they just crush this flat, and it's over. But I get the feeling like, and that was my prediction before, I thought this was the map CLG will get, actually. That's why I went 2-1 for Cloud9. So that wasn't so convincing for me the first game there. I thought that should have been the easier win,
Yeah.
Dust 2. So I actually still think CLG can take this. I don't think it's going to be like a runaway, though. I'm thinking a close game. Similar to last night in some sense, T-sides mainly.
I think especially for CLG, they haven't played them on Dusty this tournament, they've played them on Cash, so a lot of lessons would have been learned from yesterday. We're going to see where they weren't actually transferring bomb plants into gun rounds, like, and making sure they get the points on the board. I think they will manage. I think they'll get closer to 6 rounds this time, and that will be a lot more difficult for Cloud9 to pull out. So Cloud9 will actually win this one, I think. It's really difficult to tell anything could happen in this arena. It seems like we're getting so many shocking results all weekend, but I do put my money on Cloud9 still.
I was going to ask your prediction, so obviously you didn't
So,
get it
okay,
early, so obviously...
I'll give you a specific score. I think it's going to...
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't know if you've gone that deep this event.
All right.
But I think it's going to be around the 16-12 region towards Cloud9.
You have to write this down.
Yeah,
Now I have
Get
to
it
ask.
down there.
Now I have to ask you the same thing.
No, I was thinking similar, so I'll say 16-13 CLG, because I think it's going to be tight.
But you're saying CLG because you
C9, I mean.
Yeah,
I think that's what I said, but okay. C9.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to agree on
C9.
C9.
But you
Oh, wait, no, I've got it wrong. I mean CLG will win this one.
because
Yes,
because
okay.
you called 2-1 overall.
CLG
right?
will
Yeah.
win this map, and it will go to Train, I think.
He's new to the casting desk, like, don't worry about it.
But so 16-13, 16-12, so very,
Yeah.
very close. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Players are just getting reset up. They all went to the bathroom, did those things in between the maps. We will come right back, talk a little bit more about Cash, and then put you in the game. All right, folks. Hello, Stunna. Welcome back to the MLG Arena. That was Stunna's big belly, I think, in front of us. Final match of the night. Cloud9 is up 1-0 against CLG. It's a best of 3, so it's do or die time right here for CLG. They have played them close. But again, keys to victory from you first, Henry G.
Okay, so the problem yesterday for CLG was they couldn't lock down middle. Cloud9 were boosting every single time, getting the Molotovs out. They were so good at flushing CLG out. Even when CLG played 3 players there, they had no response. Like Freakazoid would run out, get 1 or 2 frags. He was really pivotal yesterday. CLG should have looked at that demo and seen why they weren't making those frags. It was quite simple, really. All they need to do is kind of utilize the Molotovs a little bit more, make sure they can lock them down, slow them down, stifle the play. And for me, that was the main area. Middle was the reason they lost 90% of their CT rounds. And I'd like to see them improve on that, bounce back. And I do think they can get a reasonable amount of rounds here, not allow themselves to get so far down in the deficit that they have to claw back for so long. They obviously have potential and they have the skill here. They're all very good fraggers. They have a good AWPer in JDM. He can go head to head with Skadoodle, but they just need to allow him to have enough rounds to do that and actually fight back into this.
Yesterday, what cost Cloud9 on the CT half was they had this really static defense that they never swapped up. So Shroud always pushed up middle, just waited there, trying to pick off people boosting over, coming out. They almost never did. They just left him there, and he'd never push in, he'd never try and rotate behind. Then when they were coming to A, Skadoodle usually, I mean, type in Skadoodle Cash, you'll find so many highlight clips of him behind that quad box, just taking 1 kill, 2 kill, doing a no-scope on someone. He's doing none of that yesterday. He was getting mollied out. They would put 2 Molotovs back there and just push him out. They would flash him off. They would do the envious smokes where you put them either side and you basically funnel people into the open area where you're waiting to fire. I think if any of that stuff happens to Cloud9, they don't have the response, then there's going to be a chance for them to win here. I think the player for CLG that has to step up is Tariq, actually. I haven't seen much of him in all the games they've played. If he has a good game, I think CLG is going to win this map.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. It is time. The map is Cash. Here's the lovely video for it. Your casters, once again, are Landers and Helium. Take it away, gentlemen.
What a lovely video it is. Introducing Cash here, map number 2, where CLG have proven they very well could take down Cloud9. And let's see if that CT side will be better, if the middle will be controlled. I mean, both teams have to improve their CT side dramatically because it was all T-sided affair. And even on the map we just saw Dust 2, it was all T-sided. So, getting into the pistol right now. We're going to get Skadoodle early up on that boost. 3 people looking for that information, though, on the side of CLG. They've got it. They will not decide to push through, but they're going to back off, I think, and make the rotation over. And meanwhile, just everyone waterfalling out off that drop in towards middle. Got 1 player at A main, but look, Tariq! He was in there aggressively, and he will bring down nothing. So first kill of the round. Shroud's now pushed up to that white box. Hayes trying to hold on to get these players that are dropping in the checker. They turned it the mid to B here. And Cloud9 getting those entries here. Shroud 1 in the back. It's now Cutler and Sanks. Skadoodle to bring down Sanks. Now Cutler all by himself. He had a fantastic map there on Dust 2. But this is going to be a bit much to ask coming into that 1v3.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tumultuous execute and response from CLG, who had the B stack in a situation where Cloud9 were going B, but because they half rotated out, they had to come back and try to deal with it. And now Cutler's in a 1v3 with the bomb down. Now 2 players are very low, but each one's going to be just as hard as the other to kill. Now he's going to find his way onto the site. Skadoodle gets boosted up, but he takes his head off. And actually, if he kills Freakazoid, it's going to be a really easy one-on-one. But Shroud comes over the top and gets a second frag, secures a pistol round. And yeah, you know, they got boosted up, right? And then they fell over the boost. They didn't make too much noise. I think once they didn't see anything at mid, they decided not to just like rush up highway too quickly.
Well, their A main player as well for the split got like executed in A main. So then they just, I think they canceled it and went quickly through those vents.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, once they found that hitch in the plan, as you mentioned, they decided to retrace where they wanted to go and find their way going vents to B, and that seemed to be the right idea, even though CLG had a stack over towards B as Tariq pushed A main.
All right, Freakazoid up here, and we can see CLG not going for any sort of force buys up on that CT side. I know Henry kind of touched on that topic because we had a lot of games today where the CTs did nothing but force every single round, and it was really rough for them. Cutler's still able to find 1, though, but only 1. He brings down Shroud. Oh, lots of dinks. There's like 3 in a row across the map there. 4 on 2, though. And the bomb about to be planted. There it goes in that site.
Yeah, a bunch of aimers in this game. JDM and Sanks, the last 2 left, are going to be taking a couple shots. Nothing is going to come in, clean up crew, 2 frags so far, and JDM left in the mid main. Gonna get flash? No, not really. But Freakazoid kills him anyway, and that's a second round to the name of Cloud9. They only had one pistol last round. Yeah, they only got the reverse pistol last map. They came away with a bunch of T rounds. And the last time they played CLG, right, it was 13-2 halves, wherein both teams got 13 T rounds.
The last two maps they
The
played.
last two maps, yeah, even the Dust 2 was a similar storyline.
So CLG once again saving. Obviously, this means ops are coming out in the first rifle round for the CT side. Cloud9 still going to rely on the scout skill, those MP7s for this one. CLG would, I mean, I guess there's really nothing, anyone that survives here probably will go up to a rifle. Maybe not nothing, he's rocking that Galil, could preserve it into the next round. Shroud, though, gets the entry onto Tarek. He was just alone over there at the B site. It was heavy towards A, and I think one player that's hazed up towards middle. Sean Garris finding one out towards a squeaky room as those A players are starting to come through. He's picked up a scout. I don't know, I think with the double save, even the scouts picking up here is not going to be too big of a deal. Just as a CT, look out and try to find some frags right now.
Yeah, the scout is a, oh,
there it is.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be nice. They're knocking down the equipment value of Cloud9 right now. The scout has played a part in that. Obviously, Cutler getting those second frag, and Sanks goes down, but just 3 to the 2 players left on Cloud9. They're going to move into the next round with a full buy on their hands because there was, oh, actually nobody saves.
Yeah, they do get them all.
Yeah, the scout goes down and nobody saves, but because Cloud9 have done such a great job on these first 3 rounds, they've got quite a bit of money.
Rough. They were $50 short of op full armor, but I guess still JDM will be able to get the Kevlar and 1 flash. So maybe some more utility out of it. Everyone else, though, full nades. Even only 1 kit, though, on Hazed. We'll see how that will play out if the bomb is going to go down, perhaps. Molotov up into that boost. That's going to... Molotov and smoke there, just controlling it, allowing, is that Cutler, I believe, in there, well pushed up. So nice mid control from CLG. That was one of the adjustments that our analysts had suggested for them. So,
yeah, that is a mid being taken fully, and now we have GDM soloing B. He's got the op. He can cut off Sunroom, and is actually worried about someone boosting up, and that does make it kind of a difficult spot to hold if you are assuming someone is in Sunroom. Boosting up the box. It falls off to a more passive angle, one that's more manageable where he doesn't have to flick up and down. And this can allow CLG to focus on mid and A. They've got 2 in each spot. Cutler's all the way pushed up, and they can molly out vents, but they won't find anything for it. The only player over towards B is Sean Garris, as usual. Not actually looking for a frag, but simply, I guess, hanging out until they decide to make their presence known. But oh, there's a first frag. Freakazoid takes the head off Cutler.
yeah, Cutler trying to peek nothing, and then Freakazoid capitalizing on him, getting out of that position that he was in. He finds the frag, and now Shroud going to bring down Hayes. Only 30 seconds of the round right now, and actually, look at that. Tarek with 2. JDM finding a USP kill onto Sean Garris, who was watching that B lurk, or rather lurking B. Freakazoid now the last terrorist alive with an AK. No time, but at least he does have the bomb, almost catching Tarek on the rotation, and will find him, but shot down from behind. JDM and getting them on the board. CLG with a CT round, and that's a rarity.
Yeah, Cloud9.
CT rounds.
Yeah, these are going to be hard to come by, or most likely will be. Now, Cloud9 actually just took like a long time to actually do something. I mean, they didn't go for mid control. It was CLG that were able to focus on mid and A because they had JDM anchoring B. And he's got a really great spawn for anything right now, and it looks like he's going to take his talents over to B. To look for that drop pick. Won't find any resistance, and Cloud9, who are on some sort of broken buy, might look to do something fast because they're low on nades.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to send 3 towards that squeaky room. Skadoodle might be waiting on that jump. I can't tell. Let me actually check. No, he is not boosted. He's actually working his way into A main. So it looks like it will be kind of a A take here. Skadoodle trying to find that pick outside, but smoked off. Sanks back here in quad. He's got to find at least 1 frag from here, and he will do it. Freakazoid's going to be getting that kill and taking a little bit of time to do that boost over, but that's going to be a faster flank coming in. That could very well catch Skadoodle off guard. Meanwhile, Tarek coming that catwalk, he's going to go down. Cutler looks as though he has shot, and we catch him reloading when we switch to his perspective, so he wasn't able to find that frag onto Skadoodle, and Skadoodle holding down that angle. So 4 on 2, and Cloud9 able to tank that round.
I don't know if
just
CLG,
a one-off win for CLG.
Yeah, I don't know if CLG were really anticipating an A hit there is they played very static. Like Tarek was up there at the boost. They saw the smokes coming out. The flashes rained over, and he kind of stayed on the catwalk while Sanks was kind of left on his own at quad. Didn't really move around a lot. There was not many adjustments made, and I guess CLG were hoping that the setup that they had was sufficient to defend the site, but because Sanks only traded 1 for 1, they got the bomb down. It was kind of like it wasn't hard enough fought to stop the rush of Cloud9, who, if they could have anticipated or paid more attention to where their money might be, would have seen that the low nades could pressure them into executing quickly like they did and not faking.
All right, so here we go. Only 2 M4A1Ss up on the side of CLG right now. That's on Hazed and Cutler. Let's see where they are actually heading out towards. Both of them towards the A site, and they look to be getting aggressive. The smoke is down at A main. Are they going to push through it? Shots spamming from the other side. Now Freakazoid pushing up. They will catch a glimpse of each other, and Freakazoid brings them down. So both guns, I mean, I kind of like it, right? They try to make a play. They go for something aggressive, but in this case, it does backfire. Now you're left with just 3 USPs. No chance here to win this round at all. Nothing coming out, bringing down Sanks. Derek and JDM in the smoke, not spotted, but still taken down. I think I heard some laughter from the Cloud9 side of things.
I think if you like that, you have bad taste, because they had two rifles. There are only 2 players with type rifles, and they pushed into A main one after another. Sure, Cutler had the idea that you might be able to catch him. Oh wow, okay.
Going
had the idea that you
unsilenced.
might be able to catch someone off guard and just walk in right after. But even if he got that frag and was able to escape, I mean, the fact that it was a risk meant that they were risking the only 2 guns left on the map,
Yeah.
right? They weren't even in positions where if they died and they were in the site because they lost the trade, that someone else could come and pick it up. And so I feel like that was a little bit unwarranted.
Yeah,
Considering they are
maybe
going
once
into this
seeing the
round
smoke is there,
without
you don't
anybody.
go for it. But if you've got the pop flash, try to make an aggro play.
Yeah,
just get in their
absolutely.
face. But when the smoke comes down, I think, yeah, it does kind of change the equation way too in favor. So, Freakazoid over the boost. Also, actually, a couple people up there. They'll find the frags, just bringing down the ecoing CLG side. JDM trying to push through B. He's going to be greeted. It's Cloud9, good communication, always watching the back. No flanks, no unnecessary casualties here on a round. Building that money up. P250 for Hazed over on the highway side, all alone.
Cloud9 off to same start, right? Like they've got a huge lead on T side. They're having absolutely no problem. Economy's being broken over and over again. As I guess we'll see with their basically second attempt at a rifle round here, or third attempt, considering they've won 1 and lost 1. But if they do lose here, it's going to be bad news for them, obviously. Or will they be able to buy? It's going to be hard to tell, but. Cloud9, no matter what, are going to have more than enough money to do whatever they want for a couple of rounds, having over 7K each.
Yeah, Shroud near 11K, and he's loaded, right? He's got everything he wants. So he'll be able to buy for quite a while. All right.
Really?
I mean, if CLG lose this round, I'm already just thinking to the second half.
Oh.
And that was so close to a 2 for 1. I don't know how that doesn't connect. He does eventually get 1 frag. Now coming through the vents quickly as Hayes, but only 1 for 1 there as well. So Cloud9 3-on-3 right now, spotting that. There's Skadoodle, nearly takes that off.
Volvo, please.
And yeah, perhaps. We'll have to catch that the Reddit post about it, I'm sure. So bomb going down under T control here. Coming actually all through CT. We'll now have Tarek coming around through the vent, so they'll try to pinch on this a little bit. And look at the Molotovs. They had some smokes for the post plant, CT and upper, and now an extra Molotov going down, just making that time tick away. And time is a precious resource right now for CLG. They do not have a kit. Cutler does find this frag. They've got the man advantage. He actually finds another one. Now it is just Skadoodle. And where's he opping from? He's gonna go down, no kit, and there is still enough time, so they went quick enough.
Wow, yeah, that was a very, very close round. I mean, who got those couple of kills? It was Cutler, right, on the
coming
retake.
through, yeah.
2 kills and the defuse to win it. Skadoodle missing a couple shots on the man on upper. If not for missing there, he probably would have had an easy time winning the round, but very crucial round for CLG to win, but an even more crucial one coming up right here and now. And it's not because it's going to break the economy of Cloud9, it's just to sustain their own. Yeah, I wonder what we'll see for Cloud9. It seems like a lot of delayed stuff. Like, we haven't seen a really early mid take so far. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure, it looks like, being put on mid at this moment. Flash coming out, Cutler pushing up. And just a
How
boost
aggressive
over.
is he about to go? He will catch Shroud the first one out, but Freakazoid there to trade it very quickly, coming out lower, and actually Hazed and Sanks bringing him down. And it's actually all the work of the rifles here. The two ops that CLG went to go for, making this round even more important for them since they invested so heavily into it. Looks like it will pay off.
If they had spent some time like scouting for information, I'm sure they would have just. Ooh,
The bomb's
nice.
down up on the boost as well at middle.
Oh, that's so.
So if
awkward.
one more person goes down, whoever's left on Cloud9 in that case would have to win by fragging. And it's Sean Garris. He's got to kill all three of them. He can't actually get the bomb.
He could counter boost if he was sick.
Do a quick double jump.
Yeah.
Oh wait, actually no, he can go up middle, do the trick jump.
Yeah.
And he can get up there.
Could
So
just,
there is hope.
minimize and pull up my YouTube tutorial and then.
Yeah, nice
Okay.
shameless self-plug there.
Yeah, but they do win that crucial round. 2 rounds in a row for CLG, and they did it with early mid control. It was nice. They had ops anchoring both sides, and because they felt like Cloud9 were going to go for it, they were completely right and reaped the benefits. If C9 saw that there was maybe an op on both ends, they could have flashed either one out and had basically a sight to themselves. It would have been pretty easy to neutralize them. But now CLG have maintained the secret that they are opping. Actually, have gotten rid of the other one.
And they got rid of it, right? It
Okay.
wasn't spotted, and then they drop it. And I kind of wondered about it in the first place. Like, you had just won a round, and like, why not just do the same thing and see if it will work again? Instead, they immediately go, oh, let's pick up double ops. And then it's not even seen, and now they just drop the idea. It seems like maybe they're a bit inconsistent with their trains of thought. Who knows? Already, though, they got 3 rounds on CT, so better than the last time they faced off here on Cash.
That is kind of weird. I mean, maybe they feel like, oh, and now they've just completely given up mid, even though they had such a great time taking control of it. And I guess that's because they wanted to stick Tarek, in the checkers while they have 2 players anchoring sites. And this is, again, a pretty good adjustment, as Cutler's going to be able to fast rotate to A on this full execute. Sean Gares is going to be out mid, but there are 4 players postured towards taking the site, and a couple of them are in pretty good position. Sanks at the fence and JDM at quad.
All right, let's see. That smoke that nothing always in charge of throwing out of that squeaky room. Thanks to the pop flash from fence, still not turning around. JDM smoked off on the other side. Oh, a bit of a gap here. If anyone pushes up towards Fork, that could be problematic. And still no bullets exchanged between players. Not even a point of damage yet. And we're down to 25 seconds. They threw their smokes, and they didn't even go in on it. But now more flashes coming in. Sank's able to peek out, does find one from quad. JDM gets it, drops the bomb, 20 seconds to go. JDM another frag. That's an important one. Skadoodle and Sean Garris. And actually now a 2, well, now just Skadoodle. 1 on 2. Tarek down at 8 HP, but he has to plant the bomb. There is no time. Still, they're not going to charge him at all for it. And after the plant, they will find him. Cutler moves forward, takes it, and he will punch in those numbers. Well, I guess he's actually cutting wires in this case.
Yeah.
But does defuse the bomb. And is that 4 in a row to CLG?
Yeah.
No, 3 in a row. They had that first rifle one-off win.
Yeah, 3 back-to-back rounds. Look at the economy of Cloud9, still standing strong. They've got a bunch of money right now to work with, and CLG did a really good job there. I mean, they really weren't put to the test, though, I feel like. Cloud9 threw their smokes out, right? Waited for a bunch of counter mollies and flashes and nades, and didn't see any, so hung out for a couple more seconds. Still had to deal with 2 players in the site. C9, or CLG, had no reason to assume it was going to be a fake because they had the proper static defense in place to deal with the execute, and so all that did was work in their favor. Playing sites, good idea.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. All right, so nothing, trying to have a spray down battle. And now right back to the mid control here as JDM brings down Sean Garris. Hayes finds Skadoodle. Shroud, though, going to try to turn things around for Cloud9. Gets him into a 3v4 position, but Tarek shutting that down. Won't even let him come out of the door onto the A site. Tarek not accepting guesses right now on the A bomb site. And another one as he moves over towards mid, finds Freakazoid. So nothing in a 1v3, and the double ops are back. And they are aware of it, as each of those ops does have a kill.
Yeah, nothing. I think took a step there in the A main. He's going to get taken down by Tarek. 3 kills on the round. Huge impact with his op. JDM also helping out, and it seems like CLG are finding all the right answers right now on their setups. I've learned quite a bit in the last few rounds, I think.
All right, CLG also, I would say, effectively kind of silencing the crowd as well. We got 3 people cheering when CLG wins rounds.
We got 1 for C, 1 for...
Yeah, 1 for L, 1 for G. And already a much better performance. They've adjusted the CT. They've done exactly what the analysts wanted. They wanted to see some more mid control, and now it'll maybe be up to Cloud9 to have a better CT side. Because if CLG come out swinging, if Cutler pulls off a T side like he just did on Dust 2,
yeah,
it's going to be terrifying.
You have to fear for them, right? You have to fear for them. I mean, CLG are getting a bunch of CT rounds, and they're making proper adjustments, and we just haven't seen any kind of good CT side on any of the maps these two have played so far.
All right, Sanks again in that fence position will kind of flash through. This time when they throw the smokes, Cloud9's actually going to execute out. Molotov coming in. Nothing, just going to pre-fire the fence, but Sanks was not there. He had moved back. Scoodoodle, though, brings him down. 4-on-3 for Cloud9 in the after plant. Tarek with that op. He's been quite good. Had a 3K on the last round.
Wow, they've got a bunch of nades. They've got 2 kits with this retake, and they've got a couple of ops. And you know, if it weren't for the ops, I'd say just go for it. But yeah, it's definitely worth saving this situation.
So Cloud9 able to, you know, kind of pull out that A strategy that we saw so many times, and I believe if you watch ESL POVs, I believe that's their veggie wrap. So
yeah,
they've been actually quite successful at that, getting a couple rounds there in the A site with it. Can they hunt them down though? Is the money on Cloud9 even in a respectable position to hunt? Not really. I don't think they could have afforded it. And looking at CLG now, they did save 3 guns.
Okay, yeah.
So
10,
they'll have
10
another
fans
rifle.
for Cloud9, 3 fans for CLG.
Maybe it's just been a long day. I think that's what it is.
I feel it too, but I guess more pessimistic about looking at these two in the matchup, considering what we saw in Dust 2, but it's been a sudden change of heart for CLG. They've really found their footing and are managing to start. The other thing is that like their CT setups have started to become dynamic. Like for a while they're doing the same thing over and over again, and now they've changed it up. Cutler, has he been spotted? It might have a really great lurk position behind 3
Freak
players who
actually
aren't going
saw
to
him.
check him. That's the perfect time to spray them down. 5-on-3!
Wow, what an effort from Cutler. I don't know, is this Freak play 4x3? Because I think he did actually see him, maybe hard to tell at the X-ray from my perspective, but gets him right back into a 2-on-2 right here. JDM and Sanks coming in. It is op M4 versus 2 AKs right now. Let's see if the op affects this retake. It's coming from CT. Sanks from upper. A little bit of damage from that grenade. Spamming the side of that box, trying to make Freak maybe antsy. Oh, that player gets at the generator without him realizing, and he takes him down with the 5-7. Molotov now buying time so he can't peek out. He does anyway. Sean Garris goes right through it. I think there's enough time wasted that this is going to be a Cloud9 round. He's sticking the bomb. He's trying to spin, manipulate those hitboxes. And everyone goes down.
Oh my goodness. After that play from Cutler, what a sick recovery from Cloud9, but wow, that 3K spray down. I need to watch that again. That was pretty sick. That being said, it's CLG. Suddenly after that, do they have to save? Are they trying to buy here? Oh, they've dropped guns on the floor and they're picking them up. Okay, so we got an op, we got a FAMAS, we got 3 5.7s.
Still a pretty risky round for CLG.
Yeah, they went to Valley Village and got what they could.
Will force them into a basically a full-on eco, but going to buy everything they can in the last round if this doesn't work out. But they do go for this boost here. And I don't know if they're going to be where Cutler once again trying to make a big play. And there he goes. He will find Sean Garris, and JDM kind of supporting that as he pushes with the op through Squeaky to take a shot. He'll miss his, but Cutler getting them the early man advantage right now. On a round so important to that CT economy. The flashes go out. Cutler now coming through the vents. He's just doing everything single-handedly. Another kill, another 3K for Cutler. Skadoodle, the last man to Sanks, also found one. FAMAS and the 5.7s chime in, and that's another round.
Yeah, well played, well played. They actually, they looked very solid there. Obviously, Cutler has been a monster. Up to 15 frags already. On the last map, we saw him drop 26, where nobody else was close, even on the winning team of Cloud9. He was leading by 6 or 7 frags, so carrying that over, letting us know that it wasn't a fluke of a map, and now they only have 1 round left in the half. They can make it, 7 for 8, which it seems like Cloud9 would have a very decent T-side, but overall, I feel like from a confidence perspective, CLG finding the proper adjustments and winning some of the later rounds is going to give them more confidence than it would to Cloud9.
Probably confident too, because they've got more than 2 CT rounds, and they were able to put 13 together on T-side
Them standards.
last night. Yeah, so it's been a dramatic change for them. And we'll see. Oh, all the entries coming in for CLG. And just Skadoodle and Shroud up now. Skadoodle with a Glock. They find a kill with it though.
Yeah, last round here, Skadoodle's going to throw a control smoke that's going to allow him to cross the site. He's actually going to push back over, and with 24 HP, finds a frag. There are going to be 3 players remaining, and it is Skadoodle. 1v3, 24 HP, and he gets taken down by Cutler. That is a 7th round for CLG. More rounds in this CT half than we saw all last map.
Yeah, that is the truth right there. So definitely quite different. But moving into this, let's see. I mean, Cloud9 also had their CT side criticized quite a bit. If they can make the adjustments. And of course, with a half this close, the pistol round is going to swing things dramatically. Give a team the lead, really. Or a decent one as Cloud9 ahead by 1 round. So waiting on a few players here to kick this off.
I wonder if they're going to hit him with the fast A split, if they're going to try to take mid control right off the bat, go mid to B. There's a bunch of things you can do on Cash, and it's kind of just the strategy involved in the pistol round is so much less important than actually just hitting your shots. This is like a straight up aim map most of the time, and that's why we have like on CT side, it's so common to stack 3 towards B or like 3 push B right off the bat because that site is so much harder to retake, and because A is so much easier to retake, sometimes these people will not play it at all, and sometimes a fast A split can be the perfect answer to a B stack or just straight up hitting B when it's the off chance that no one is going to be there or just one person can be the right play. So there is a lot of psychology that goes in the pistol round, but if the play is avoided, if the stack is avoided, then it's going to come down to hitting your shots, and that's pretty much the most important thing.
All right, so here we go into the pistol round. We did have a brief look at the stats there, and you can see Cutler, he really turned it on. He had 2 3Ks. Tarek actually had 2 3Ks as well. And Cutler, top fragger in the server right now with 16 after the first half. So doing very, very well for himself. But here we are onto the pistol. Cutler's also going to be the first person to spot someone through A main. As we see Skadoodle and out towards middle. Freakazoid is the man that was spotted. Also taking the shots back, but he's got to turn around quick because CLG's exploding out of that door. Shroud's got to find one if he can't do it. So Terrace controlling the A site, 3-man retake. Skadoodle does have a kit. 4 Kevlars actually up on CLG and Tarek, bringing down nothing. So the lurk or the flank there completely shut down. Now you're just attacking basically like one-sided approach just from highway and the truck right there. And they're backing off because, well, Kit and some nades on Sean Garris probably weren't saving.
Yeah, I mean, what do we see there? We saw some failed shots, right? We didn't see much else. It was like Freakazoid in A with Shroud, peeking A main, Shroud holding the site down while Squeaky came out. They came out Squeaky with all their sides like facing Freakazoid, and he didn't hit the headshot, and they turned around and flicked to him, took him down, and that opened up the site completely. There's Hayes with another one connecting. And CLG have always been pretty sick with pistols. So
there's Cutler
that is the first time that CLG have equalized, I feel like, on either of these 2 maps. And they didn't win the first pistol. No, they didn't. So with that into account, if Cloud9 are unable to eco them, they will be taking their first lead in the game.
Yeah, Cloud9 going for the force up here. Skadoodle with that scout, as you might expect, and the upgraded pistols coming in.
CLG also fighting for elimination here. I mean, Cloud9 and CLG.
Yeah, well, I mean, both of them, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that Cloud9 are up a map right now, so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. In the series. See what you did there. Oh, although to be honest, I think from what we've already seen, I feel like CLG can take this map. Train being the third, though, will maybe be quite difficult for them to close it out. But let's see if they can't extend it. Trying to survive here. Going up against the force buy of Cloud9. Skadoodle's been spotted. They know he's got a scout. You hear that scout, and you just kind of expect pistol armor on the rest of them. So they're going in, taking cautious. Are they going to check things? They don't actually check that first box. They're moving into the site, but it doesn't matter. Nothing missed quite a few shots there. Hayes able to turn and bring him down. Sean Garris, though, gets one. Tarek trading him out immediately. Now Freakazoid finding an entry as they go in for this retake. Skadoodle's up in that generator with the USP. He will bring down Cutler. Now it is just Sinks. And he's going to go down. Shroud getting 2 with a 5-7.
Oh my god, and the force buy is successful. Cloud9 deny the lead from Counterlogic Gaming. It is going to be on the CT side though. They have to perform a feat that has not yet been performed versus Counterlogic Gaming, and that's going to be coming away with right now it looks like another 7 rounds. So if they're unable to do that, will not be able to win this game, and if they are, might speak to their ability to have future success in this tournament, because it hasn't just been versus this team that they've had these problems. So now a lot.
Ooh. That nade kind of trying to dissuade this boost. If there were another, maybe there's a kill there, but almost 100 damage coming out between those 2 players. I think that was the nade of Freak. Yeah, it was. And he's still ready for this. He sees that flash, and now he's got to expect that they're coming down. He'll drop that Molotov, and he'll get himself away, trying to keep his distance from those pistols that can one-shot. So I like this play by Freak. He gives up mid control, but I think it's a bit safer.
Yeah, and they're just going to circle it right now. Freak just has to watch the back of Z and make sure that no one pushes into CT while they play 2-2 and Sights and Skadoodle. What the heck just happened? Finds a scout wall bang through
It was through the, he was quad, he got it through the coil as the player was trying to come up highway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Shroud now spraying down here into A main, gonna bring down those Terrace players again, unarmored with just a few upgraded pistols, but there it is, Cloud9, flawless round, building that CT economy, gonna be oh so important as they try to get through this.
All right, Cloud9 fans starting to wake up.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah, this
Feeling
is
it now.
Getting heated right now. I mean, yeah, they've got 6 rounds. It's not going to be easy, but they're starting to look good. Even though those eco rounds, like, if you're able to just clean up and kill all 5 players, I mean, if you're on the other team and you have pistols, you don't expect to win, so it's not that big a deal. But for you on the winning team, it can add a lot to your resolve to be able to just clean up on those ecos and then move into the next round knowing that you have a great economy to fall back on.
I like that. 2 Galils on the CT side here. In the first rifle round, it's the CTs with 2 Galils and a FAMAS and a Scout. So honestly, even though there's a kind of a lack of nades over on the T side, I think they've got enough smokes to work with as long as they use them effectively. They've got the better equipment at least coming into this.
Yeah, true test for CLG, who obviously are playing with a sub and Sanks. Subbing out their IGL will have to come away with some T rounds. They haven't seemed to have a problem with that in the past, and that's evident right here as Tarek finds an opening pick on a Freakazoid who took a risk going for an aggressive A main peek, and now they'll follow up with a boost over mid, and it looks like they have control of it.
I mean, he went in alone. There was a pop flash supporting from his teammate to allow him to take that, but the player behind the box hears the flash go off, then peeks up and just eliminates Freak, and that's kind of rough. Puts him a man down early. Maybe mid-round, let's say. There's about, what, 40 seconds, 35 seconds left now. Hayes is pretty low. Sean Garris behind the smoke, isolated in the back of Checker as a couple players are coming through. CLG pretty much have to commit to B right now. Skadoodle starting to hit these scout shots. I think they just need to march forward as a unit, death ball it up. Sean Garris, though, behind them. He'll drop that bomb with the time getting low. I don't think they realize where it came from. He's able to get another and another. Tarek so distracted by the player in the site.
Hello? Is anyone there? Just completely had free reign from Checker. Killed 2 people with a very unsilenced gun. Finished the last one
is loud.
With it's as loud as it gets, and a 3rd kill. And that is one of the most crucial rounds that CLG are going to have to play in this half. I mean, they lost a critical rifle round. So, I mean, they did win that pistol, though. Oh, man, that's going to come back to haunt them as well.
Yeah. It's just when you start committing to a site when there's so little time, you run out of time to actually check everything. And I don't think, I mean, I commented on the nades. They really just had a few smokes. They had no HEs or Molotovs to get control of the back of quad without checking it. And here they come running into the A site again, just with some upgraded pistols. But they are getting sprayed down. Only JDM and Hazed up now. And they line up. Shroud and Freakazoid doing it all that round. And here it is. These 2 teams playing on cash, and CT rounds have been won.
Yeah. CT rounds are being won. Obviously, that was an eco round. CLG are going to forget that ever happened, are going to go into this round as their second opportunity to buy in this half. JDM's going to pick up an op. They're going to have all the nades they need, all the Molotovs they need. And we remember the first time around, CLG did a great job working a default, getting mid-control, mauling out vents, and finding an opening pick. They did that on a round previous versus Tarek, but haven't been able to transfer that opening pick into an actual W.
Oh my gosh, is that? Oh, they missed the timing. I don't think that was on stream. They were trying to run boost off the garage awning, so you skip the trick jump and you just run boost over. Is this going to work? Is Shrug going to go for it again? Let's see if they can pull it off. I really want to see it. And he does it. That is so sick. And he's up top and he sprays down 2. Thank you, best play. Thank you, best play.
100%. That was nuts.
Wow, that was awesome. And Cloud9, we see them utilize the run boost. I was actually talking earlier, behind the stage. Like, I think that can be utilized a lot more. We've seen them cross monster on overpass with it to get to the other side without being seen, and that was really sick.
Yeah, that was great. And obviously a sick spray transfer there, getting 2 kills, 2 headshots, and increasing the man advantage, though Tarek is looking to equalize, finds that headshot on 1 player. That leaves Cloud9 in a 3v3. No Sanks is coming up highway, and that's opening up the A site. All of a sudden, after that sick play, Skadoodle is left in a 1v3.
I got a tear coming down my face. I have to wipe it off real quick. Man, that was really awesome. And I mean, you're always kind of prepared and waiting for a player to boost over, but notice how he landed on the other side of like the the further side of the boost. So he wasn't coming right over the boxes wherever in pre-aims or scopes.
Yeah,
and that's why he killed that opera that was at the truck.
Yeah, he just straight to like the garage.
And even though it's been seen, I mean, I wonder if they even realized what happened.
No, it's possible they didn't, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to
So they could use that again, perhaps.
It's
But the bigger story, that was 4 rounds in a row for Cloud9. CLG have struck back, and they can get it done on the rifle rounds.
Yeah, they can. That's very true. I mean, they have won a pistol, they got eco'd. They have come back to win a rifle round, and it was in the face of that sick boost in a 3v5 situation. So we have seen them do it low on numbers. Can they just do it straight up a couple more times, do it consistently, earn themselves a save? I mean, that would really help them in equalizing versus Cloud9, who do have more control over this game than they do, at least so far. That's what they've proven. Now, Sean Garrett and Skadoodle do have an off of piece, and Freakazoid comes out with an early opening frag on Hazed, who was trying to take a spawn in that situation, got straight up punished for it.
Yeah, so going down a man early also wasn't able to be supported here because there was a pre-Molotov up on this boost, but now we will see them going for it. It looks like they're going to sit 2 people here, keep them comfy, and try to split A with the big mid presence. It's Tarek, and who else is here with him? It looks like Sanks.
Wow, they're
Shroud, though, is underneath. He is so ready for this.
Yeah. Oh.
He's going to go over now. Shroud was fairly blind. Is he going to be able to get a... Yes, and there it is. It's over.
Don't ask when it's Shroud.
Yeah, Shroud's got it. Nothing also helped him out there. Freakazoid getting another. Started out with the first kill of the round. Finds JDM here. Now it is just Cutler 1v5. Fully blind, trying to spray down, thinking they're peeking wide, but no, they're running up close. Still almost gets them both. Had an opportunity.
Yep.
Even still, that would have been difficult.
Yeah, in a parallel universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, CLG now on the back foot officially. I mean, they're going to take a tactical pause, and I think that's for good reason. I guess this is time to just recuperate for a second, collect your thoughts, take a look at the economy. We got a full buyout for 2 people, and then 3 people sitting on 23, 28, and 14. So not enough to buy, but they can if they wanted to. It'll definitely be an informed decision if they do, since they are taking a tactical pause. It won't be any kind of snap force up, but I can see a legitimate reason to want to do it because, I mean, actually, if Cloud9 win this round, it's going to go to 14, and I'm always an advocate of staying off match point, right? So that makes most sense, right? Buying when it's 14, but if they do buy now, that's going to mean that they're pretty much playing to win right here and now.
They've gone for it, we can see.
And they are going for it. Yeah, this is going to be an all-in from Cloud9. The next time they'll be able to buy is match point. And that is scary to think about.
Nice. Shot of the hands. Shroud taking care of that mouse hand.
Look at a Reese.
Going in for the manicures. All right, here we go. This is that important round after the pause as well. So expect to maybe see some shenanigans, digging deep into the playbook perhaps for CLG. No, just running into the op of Skadoodle. He's playing over here in the B-checker this time. He gets 2. Cutler jumping AKs him on the way in, close enough that the accuracy doesn't matter. And there it is, Molotov the generator in case someone's hiding out. Smoke the CT. But still, it's a 2v4. Sanks makes it 3. Can he get the other player trying to come in through the vents? That's Shroud going to drop in. That's actually the HE. And Molotov, HE going right back at him. So they're playing dodgeball over the vents. Meanwhile, I see it's a CS match happening elsewhere. JDM watching that flank with the op. 2-on-3, I mean, it'll be tough. They shouldn't win it, but there is still a bit of hope for CLG.
Yeah, I mean, they did do 3v5. They have had a situation where they've been boxed in and still managed to find their way out. Well, this would be one of them. I mean, JDM does have an op. They do have some amount of time left on the clock. It looks like they just want to go back towards B after a certain amount of time, hoping that Cloud9 spread out a little bit more. They will have to worry about mid at some point, right? Somebody could have walked out, but at the same time, it seems like they're pretty adamant on just worrying about B. Nothing is just posted up here
They're
with
both
the
so
P2K.
passive.
Does he not have any other gun?
I'm not sure.
That's curious.
At least he's got some nades. So the retake, I mean, that Molotov into the backside, if the terrorists actually do even get there, you can see that Sean Garrett is kind of opping, and there's that smoke down. My gosh, he was so close to hitting that. Just the timing, shooting as the smoke
And
blips.
there's that Molotov.
Yeah,
Will it be on ADM? Yes, it is. He's burning alive. And will he die? He actually dies. Sank, 1-on-3, finds the first frag. Knows one's in the smoke. Shroud comes on the flank, secures the round, and maybe the map.
Yeah, so I mean, we can see the highest money right now for CLG is Sanks with 850, a couple of people at $100. And now it's like, are we confident enough in our T side that we can save, try to get into rifles once Cloud9's on that match point, try to bring it back? they've had difficulty closing Cloud9, that is, against CLG in the last couple series that they have played.
Yeah.
And it looks like a TeamSpeak problem here for Cloud9, so another quick pause. But that's actually going to benefit CLG, right? They use their one tactical pause, but now a technical comes in from the other side, so
I
they can
definitely
still
hit up my tactical check my available tactical pauses and use one if I had one.
Yeah.
Right about now. So that could be a good thing. Yeah, they have a 3K apiece, and we see the faces of CLG right now. Everyone's pretty concentrated. It seems like. Yeah. They understand the repercussions of their decision, right? And they have to look forward into the next round. I mean, they could buy up right now, and it looks like it is just going to be another Forrest Cutler spending money.
Spending $2,600.
I don't want to talk too much about it, but it looks like they're looking to ready up here.
All right, so here we are, and the money gonna keep Cloud9 surviving for quite a while, right? You got about 10K loaded on Skadoodle and Shroud. So they're set. They can keep dropping for that team. It's going to be a long uphill battle for CLG.
Wow, this
once again forcing, if they lose this, Cloud9 will have a very easy mesh point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Or about the same. I guess Tech9 Armor probably come out again.
Yeah, that's what they're basically going to do. But if they don't win this one, I mean, it's going to be tough. And it seems like it's going to be a fast A split right here.
Nicely done. Shroud, once again, that run boost, that one much more common. Shroud invented the spot. Other people invented the boost. And there he is! From the top, bring it down 2. Sean Garris to find 1-0 as well. And there it is. Shroud using that spot in that key round. It goes unchecked and it pays off. And now just 1 away from continuing on in this tournament.
Yeah, 1 round away, and they're in the perfect conditions to do it. Because they didn't succumb to that force buy, they didn't lose any extra men. They're going to be perfectly happy with the way they've set things up. They don't have to rethink anything, including the way that they're playing A site. And they can just look forward to a pretty easy victory if it is the case that they don't get picked off early. I mean, the matter of fact is they know that CLG are low on economy, will have low nades, and are now down a man.
They do it again. They do the run boost again. Will it really go unchecked again? Let's see. Not really. I guess not. And it does. It goes completely unchecked. And Shroud there finally. Tarek far out turns around to check it. He does only get 1 kill from the position, but there was already such a man advantage on Cloud9. It's just JDM. He does find 1 onto Sean Garris, but he's a 1v3. Nothing brings him down, and Cloud9, the series winner, they're going to take it 2-0.
2-0.
They'll move on.
Cloud9.
Unfortunately, though, they will send their North American brothers packing.
America wins, America loses.
Yeah. Bittersweet, perhaps. I thought for a second after that first CT that we saw from CLG in that first half, I was actually like, all right, maybe they can't do this, and maybe this is going to get decided on train. That's honestly what I thought for a while, but when we saw C9 make those adjustments from yesterday to today on their CT side, it was strong.
Yeah, I was definitely hesitant to believe that it wasn't going to go to 3 maps, but it ended up being the case. I feel like it was a semi-rocky performance even by their standards. I mean, they're going up against a team who has to play with a sub. Obviously might have affected some of the decisions they had to make. Both teams played very well in some circumstances and then had rough patches in others, and it was definitely very apparent. So it's going to be important that everyone just keeps their head down and focus on tomorrow, because they've got harder matches to follow.
That they do. Might have to... Who actually will Cloud9 have to play? Let's see. Cloud9 moving through. Are they going to have to play? I'm not actually sure. I'm bracket challenged, all right? We're not even going to go there.
That's the thing.
Okay, so I want to ask, even though CLG lost, can I still give Cutler like man of the match?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Because he was playing pretty, to just abuse the expression.
I think
playing pretty lights
towards
out.
the end of the last map, Skadoodle's op had
started
so
to really
much
turn
impact.
on.
Yeah,
it did.
Yeah, and obviously Shroud is getting 2 kills a round near the end of that map as well. And it seems like very long warm-up process for them, as their hottest player is just starting to heat up today at least. So I think we're going to throw it down to our analysts and see what they have to say.
Yeah, we got Scoots. It's Henry G coming back on. I got it right this time. And Thorn. All right, so guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, Henry, you said 16-12, I think. Yep. It was 16-9, so close.
I think from that game, it seems like both teams learned a lot of lessons. We saw CLG getting a lot more rounds than they did yesterday. They seemed to counter the middle area a lot better. Their CT side was a lot stronger as well. Cloud9 also adjusted their CT setup as well. So we saw Skadoodle not getting so stifled on the A bomb site. He was actually had a lot more freedom going towards B, playing with Sean's role we saw yesterday. He managed to find a lot of good form there, got some frags, and we saw that the setups that Shroud was producing in A as well, him getting boosted up so many times towards the end there as well, mixing it up almost every single round, some aggressive plays. I was very impressed with them, and I think that's what I predicted. I kind of saw them, both teams reacting and learning from yesterday, but ultimately the best team won.
Well, that's the thing. Yesterday, like I said, the story of the game was on T side, CLG just did this A execute again and again and again, and it would start with around the middle. The CLG guy there very rarely had any impact. That was Shroud who was playing around there. It was going really well. What's funny is now it's CLG that I'm wondering about, because once things weren't working with that A execute, they never gave up on it. Every round, it's like they had a compulsion to boost people off there, even when they'd been spotted.
It's difficult when you've got an idea and you haven't got much to play with. Like, we know they haven't practiced that much, and you taking mid control is a very important part of that map, right? So if you are boosting, it's the best way to access the area. But you're right. As soon as it started going wrong, as soon as a couple of guys go up and you keep trying it round and round again, it's probably time to fall back onto that. We saw them go for their A executes as well, and a lot of them were working. Both teams were actually doing the A executes very well and getting a lot of success there. But ultimately, it came down to Cloud9 adapting their CT setup, making sure they got the best out of Skadoodle. He's very good on the A-bomb side, but ultimately everyone knows what he's doing there now. It's kind of costed on to what he does. He holds the quad area. He's very good at locking the shots that are given to him, but as soon as teams start smoking him out, Molotoving, flushing him out, he has to be forced to do no-scopes and stuff, which he's great at, but ultimately that's why they didn't get into it yesterday.
And then at the end, a nice little adaptation. They hadn't been doing it all game long. They did the running boost up onto that spot.
That was good.
A little bit of caster over-exuberance, implying that Shroud invented that spot. Don't think so, but he certainly pulled it off here, and that just kind of showed CLG's problems adapting themselves once they were figured out, because he cleaned them up there, coming up there. You'd think the first thing he'd do there is maybe one guy check up there. No, they came out on the last round of the whole game. He was in the exact same spot, and he got 3 kills again. So that was kind of a fitting note to the end of the cash game, because ultimately CLG made it a game, but Cloud9 actually this time did close CT. They closed strong, and they closed by adapting to what CLG was doing. So I think that's, overall, this has been kind of a redemptive series for Cloud9, and now we know they're going to go into that VP series, and hopefully now it's going to be a classic.
All right, well, we do have the bracket bringing up the VP taking on Cloud9. That'll be our second match tomorrow. But here's your bracket, and I think it's pretty much how everyone thought these 4 teams would come out. I think maybe the order. A lot of people thought Cloud9 would come out number 1, Mouse number 2, and maybe even the same thing with Na'Vi, Virtus Pro. But the 4 teams that we all thought would come out have come out. As you can see, our first match will be Mouse Sports versus Na'Vi, then Cloud9 taking on Virtus Pro. Again, best of 3s in the semi, best of 5 in that grand finals.
Can't wait.
Very exciting stuff. So, Why Guy, we're going to wrap this up pretty quick, but initial thoughts on tomorrow's matchups. We've
seen Na'Vi. They don't look the same. They don't look the same team we've seen the last couple of events. They look very shaky. They're having some very difficult results against. Fair play to Tempo Storm. Like, you can't take anything away from what they did there. It was phenomenal. The series they put forward was great to watch, and they put on a spectacle for others here. But Na'Vi look weak right now, and I'm a big fan of Mouse Sports. I think they're really defining themselves as a great team in Europe. They've got a very good tactical game. The in-game lead is very good at mid-round calls, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually took that series.
I mean, that's what's funny. You think of before this tournament, if I told you these 2 matchups, you'd be like, okay, well, C9's in incredible form. Na'Vi are like maybe the hottest team in the world in terms of how they've been rising through the ranks. Now you come into the semi-finals with your knowledge of the first 2 days, it's the opposite. Suddenly you're like, wait a minute, Mouse Sports look clinical against Cloud9. Then Virtus Pro absolutely just trashed Na'Vi to some degree.
Especially on train as well.
Now it's more like, what it's going to be now is like ranking. These were the favorites versus form. And we're going to have to decide tomorrow. We're going to have to see which are we feeling here in terms of the matchups. Because, hey, listen, if Mouse Sports have already made another top 4 in a big tournament, if they make it to a final here, that's way above and beyond expectations. But the way Na'Vi played today, that could happen.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. On behalf of everyone here at the MLG Arena, thanks for tuning in to the CEVO Season 7 LAN Finals. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow for us here in Ohio, 9:45 a.m. Pre-game, first match 10 a.m. Again, Mouse Sports, Na'Vi. Don't want to miss it. See you tomorrow.